Hi everyone, today I'm going to do a good old makeup date. We're doing get ready with me. I think there's a thunderstorm going on outside, which is very unusual for our area, but here we are. Hopefully the lights won't go out. But yeah, I've just been wanting to talk about makeup lately. I actually don't have any like super themed makeup videos for this week, so I feel like I'm just gonna be chatty and just talk. But I was gonna do a makeup date. My condensed makeup palette situation has changed again, so I just kind of bring you through my new process of putting on makeup and just kind of the items I've been using lately. So let's chat. I do have some empties I can share too. I've been doing a lot of my empty stuff on shorts, and so definitely check that out. I've been doing kind of an initiative called Empties for Samples. I don't know what I'm calling it an initiative, but it's kind of like a personal project slash like I kind of want to make it a thing that for people to like consider doing with their empties. And I might do a separate video just on that and kind of how I've been doing it lately. So check that out if it's out, you know, that type of thing. All right, so yeah, basically lately I've been using a lot of sponge still and only a few brushes. And let me see, I have nothing on my face. I took a shower earlier today because I did work out. I work out again later, so we'll see how that goes. But I've just been putting on my primer with my sponge. I've been using this one up, and look at how small it is now. It is probably down to like, I don't know, probably like, well, I just dropped it. It's getting thin, it's getting down there. Having a project for 20 uses. I don't know if it's gonna even last that long. And then just doing a lot of things in the back of my hand, mixing together some of sunscreen with a little bit of foundation. this is my only foundation bottle now. I went ahead and combined my two foundation things, and unfortunately I think whatever stopper this is, I thought stoppers were pretty good, but for some reason this is like backflowing out of the stopper a little bit, not out the top but like through the gap where the plastic stopper is, so it is a little messy and I have to clean it up from time to time. I don't know if I overfilled it and I kind of started doing that, but I'll stick with it. Watch me decant it into something else pretty soon, but here we are. All right, so let me go ahead and put on the primer using the sponge, which may or may not take away from it, but I'm like, I just need to use it. So here we are. It's a mattifying primer, so I enjoy that. I don't know if you can tell on camera that it's mattifying, and then I like throw all the hydration stuff on top. So I just mix it with my finger first. And then clean my finger on my face. And then I have been trying to work through my concealer. This is my only concealer in my entire collection, and it's in a pan that I believe I like taped to this little plastic bit, so it does stay like, you know, covered and sealed and stuff. If you're curious about this little sample container, I actually just bought like a whole pack of 100 because of how like an eyeshadow pan fits in here, and it's just so travel friendly, and I can like, yeah, it's just been great actually. I've gone through so many of these now. So I actually like load up my sponge with the concealer first. Load it up, and then I go ahead and load up my foundation, my tinted moisturizer mix on that same side, and then I focus in on the center because now there's like the most concentration of pigment between the concealer and tinted moisturizer. So I do the middle of my face first, and I know it looks really pale because I think I've held onto my tan a little longer than I imagined. And then I just go ahead and keep picking up the rest and kind of getting it on the sides of my face. So I don't feel like I look this pale when I'm doing the mirror in the morning, but maybe I do. But I have other products to kind of make it all work out. And yeah, that's been kind of my way of using up my concealer right now. I'm hoping to hit pan on that at some point, just because I really, yeah, don't really need that concealer. I feel like this just a tinted moisturizer mix is just fine. Let me buff it out with just a blank side of that there. I don't really do under eye concealing. I kind of just incorporate my dark-ish circles by themselves. So let me check my mirror to make sure everything's blended okay, even though it still looks a little bit pale, but that's fine. Okay, so from here, I like to keep the cream theme going. So the other cream products that I put on my face usually is my lip liner. It's getting short. It's probably the length of a finger now. And pop that on. Draw it on like that. And then I do have kind of a cream. I actually picked up a new Ilia lip sketch hydrating crayon in the color genre, and it's pretty brown. I would say it's like a warm tone brown. I've been using Whirl for a long time. I think I did this technique last time with Whirl and Whirl from MAC, and that one was a little bit more like cool toned. But honestly, between this pale face, now that I have that on, and yeah, just like not feeling as tan as before, like a warm tone isn't terrible for me. Like I don't need to look gray in the winter time. So just kind of blending everything out there. Just kind of blend it all together. I am not super picky with that. Try to definitely blend out all the streaks because some have been known to walk out of the house with like a few streaks on my head. And then sometimes in addition to that, actually blend a powder on top. This is my bronzer. It looks like it's like a warm tone contour basically. And I just like put that on my sponge. I dab off any excess onto my hand, like a good amount definitely gets on my hand. And so I just kind of use that to kind of blend down and just like further get use out of this, and also like define the areas that I did my blush and stuff with. Okay, from there, let's go into, actually I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the two pencils again. I don't know, usually I do them at the same time, like blush and then do the lips, but I think I was a little too focused there. So I do the center of my lips with the pink, and then with the lip pencil here, the chunky one. I do like chunky lip pencils better than thin ones. I do like the outer edge. And then I have actually Smush. This is my only square pan of lip product left out of the entire 9 pans. Some of them I put into a Franken lipstick, and some of them I was trying to really use up, and I just like smushed the remainders into a pan. I should have recorded it, but it's fine. And so that becomes like a pseudo lipstick between like lip liner, lip balmish, and then sometimes I even pop a gloss on top. So I'll just do that really quick. Okay, for eyes, I have been using a sample of cream eyeshadow from, I think this is from RMS, and the sales associate was like, I don't think your sample's gonna last very long because if it keeps getting exposed to air, it's just gonna dry out on you. And you know, at least I'll give you some extra, because that way you can get at least a few days use out of it before it dries out on you. And then I was like, well, I can clean out a container of the MAC, what is it called? Pro Longwear jars, and these are like super airtight. However they design them, they're so airtight. And so I put it in here, and it has been just fine ever since. And so I just have like so much sample now to work through. It lasts me a long time. It's really pretty color too. I don't remember what the color name is. I have it written down somewhere, but that's fine. And then in terms of eyeshadows, I kind of actually just rotated in kind of a new family here for my condensed makeup palette. Some new eyeshadows are here. This is All That Glitters, Expensive Pink, and some Estee Lauder Olive Toned Wood Winged from MAC, which I don't actually gravitate towards. Like, so many people talk about it, but it's just like not my thing. So I use it as like a mixer. And then this is like a, what is that? Stila? It's a Stila powder, super old powder. I like got it as like a mystery gift from, anyways, like almost like a vintage makeup place. Not gonna mention them right now, but it still works. It seems fine, so I'm just gonna use it. Okay, let's do the eyes first. So sometimes I think I'm just gonna mix these 3 together for my lid shade. See what I get, and I'm pretty aggressive with like how much I load up, and then I kind of get the excess off. And it is nice because I like worked off my hand for the cream product, so now whenever I'm putting the powder products on top, it like really takes off the excess and it really sticks, so that's nice. Because I don't actually need that opaque of a layer on my lids, but I don't know, I feel like it's like bronzy-ish. And then for the corners, I actually use my sponge. I grab that dark olive shade, and it is quite dark. Again, use the back of my hand to get off the excess, like a lot of it. And then just kind of touch very lightly the corners there, just to like get some on, but I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a lot more product on the back of my hand than there ever is on my eyes, but it looks decent, so I'm gonna just swing it. And then for the powder on top, just to powder everything down, I actually pick this pan up out of the palette there, really give it a good dab there. And then I'll go from face. I just feel like I'm still super pale. I might add on a little bit of that bronzer some more. And I might use a brush this time just to get that diffused look. I pulled this brush out recently. It's a Real Techniques one. I like gave away a ton of my brushes. It feels really good. I'm gonna just tap it off again. Okay, that looks a little bit better, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just look pale. Maybe it's like the white cardigan that I have on. It's also really throwing off the camera lighting, but whatever. Okay, so we'll go with that, and then I don't think mascara is going to make that big of a difference this time around, just because camera is just, you know, but I will sanitize my eyelash curler and do that. I think I'm getting ready to switch out my mascara. It's getting pretty thin in there. Try to look at my viewfinder for this. I did have like a terrible bad dream of an eyelash curler ripping out my lashes maybe a few weeks ago, and so now every time I do it I'm like, is this for real? Like, it just was such a vivid dream. But anyways, here is my mascara. It's an Iron Wand mascara, and I thought I would be better about like cleaning off the wand than I have been. I think if I see like a shedded eyelash, I will clean it off, but otherwise I have been really lazy about it. And so if I don't see one, I just pop it right back in. That's kind of my process lately. And then this is my setting spray, getting down there, and just kind of misting that all over. And that's my face recently. Been liking it. Looks pretty natural. I think especially once it wears down, it's actually not that bad. I don't think I see too many splotchy spots, so that's there. I don't really tend to do any eyebrow stuff unless I really see that I like goofed up on the foundation bit and like covered them or anything like that. But yeah, I just kind of leave them be. So that's my process lately. Got to see my new condensed makeup palette and some of the other products I pull in. Some other products that are getting close to getting done is an eye cream. This is a sample I got from Credo Beauty for the Gold Fade In Bright Eyes. And I'm getting down there, you guys. They give me a pretty decent sample. So there's that one. I've been trying to work through my lip glosses, but not too much progress. I think it's been slower than usual. I've been really working at those little lip balm samples. I'm really happy. I'm almost done with that. Ooh, this has been exciting. So because I have continued to turn over my palette, this is what my like extra eyeshadow library palette has been looking like. You can see I've pushed everything to the side because I'm like, I am going to slowly whittle this down this next year. And I'm already starting the progress. I want to see more pans. I want to see less pans. And that's been awesome because some of the empties I have lately are actually a few pans. You can hear them clinking around already. This was the last of my Franken blush, and so I worked it out of an eyeshadow pan there. I had it in my condensed makeup palette. I actually ended up using a brush with it, especially around the sides. I didn't end up like repressing it at all. And then this one, this was kind of a cheat, but this was like a Franken loose powder that I pressed down. And so once I started working at it, it definitely like kind of fell apart. It didn't really help. It was in my condensed makeup palette, and I often store my condensed palette like upright. And so it was like falling out by the end of it, and that didn't really work out. And then these are the two pans that I recently scraped out and combined all together into that last one that you saw in the palette that's still in the active palette. But yeah, these ones are done too. So really happy with those being out. I also recently, I'm gonna go ahead and recycle this packaging. This was the e.l.f. Solid Sponge Cleanser, and I actually continue to put just bar soap in here to use as a sponge cleanser. And but I have another thing that I'm using now that's kind of a similar shape. So I just push that all in there and I can recycle this. And yeah, so I'm really excited about this as like my next year goal is to continue to work this down. I don't have any more blush pans, like powder blush pans. I think I'm gonna really use my lipsticks or my lip liners to really be my blush, and also using that bronzer up. I think that's kind of the closest tone that I have to a blush now. I don't really need my blush to be super, I don't need my cheeks to be super flush, so I don't feel drawn to like needing more, as tempting as it is. I feel like there's something about like, oh, because everybody else's collections have blush, or even people have a dedicated blush collection, that I need one too. But I think I just need to like, sometimes when I am done with a product, I just need to sit without it for a good few weeks, and really, and rather than like go out and either get a backup before it's done or even go out and get a replacement, just to sit with it and feel what it's like to be without it, and then really ask myself, do I really need it? Because most often than not, I don't, especially for a color cosmetic product. Yeah, so I'm kind of been flip-flopping between the thing. I think it'll be similar with my concealer situation. I mean, brows I've now done without for a long time. I feel like contour might still be a thing, but I can always use eyeshadow for that. And I think once I'm done with all my contour stuff, I still have a few of those to kind of maybe sit in that space for a little bit, being without contour. But I feel like I'm always gonna have some brownie type of eyeshadow, so I feel like that's always gonna fill in. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with things. Been really, really happy with the progress I've been making, and even going outside my comfort zone for a few things. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch modes over to my little empties for samples video that I'm gonna do, and kind of talk through that. But thank you for sitting with me through my little routine nowadays. I usually wash this off with some oil cleanser, and that's actually all I use my oil cleanser for. I don't really use it on my face that much. But yes, oil cleanser I realize is very, very helpful for washing off swatches and cleaning out anything that's kind of a oil-based, cream-based product. Been really handy for that, because I just decant a lot of things and I repackage a lot of things. So finding those tools is really helpful. Anyways, I will let you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.